All right. Good morning, everybody. Can you hear me, Scrub?
Oh yeah, I can hear you. We got those zoom in face.
That's right. I don't like it. I like this one better.
Yeah.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Good Morning Xbox. I am your host, Axel1324, and today we have a very special two-man show of Good Morning Xbox.
Army
So
of two. Yeah.
without further ado, Scrub, say hello to the people.
Hello to the people. What's going on, chat? Good to see everybody out here. We're gonna talk some games, have some fun. Let us know what you think. Don't forget to like and share, and let's enjoy some talking on some games on a Sunday morning.
That's right. So, Coolcat Terri had to work today, some overtime. Boo, boo. And Shaddai went to a convention, I think it
Yeah, he
was.
went to a Comic Con
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And he's
dressed
sharing
as
some
Black
pictures
Panther.
online. So while he's not here, we should make fun of him. Nah, I'm kidding. Those pictures actually look pretty excellent. He's meeting some pretty awesome people.
Mm-hmm.
Let's check in with the chat real quick. First in is Dreadpole. Dreadpole, thank you so much for joining in. We appreciate you. We got Doggy Dog in the house. Hey, Doggy Dog, thank you so much. Fastback is in. Hey, Fastback, thank you so much for coming in and being here with us. We got Sir X-Men. Good morning, everywhere. I'm just at work listening. Hey, Sir X-Men, thank you so much. And I think that's it for now. But if you're in the chat, be sure to say hello. I will give you a shout out and see what's going on. So let's start today's show a little different than normal, Scrub Nurse. Let's talk about what we've been playing. Scrub, what have you been playing lately?
Oh, you know what I've been playing. I've been playing that Call of Duty beta. I even sent some gameplay in the Twitter space. Also sent some to you, Axel, in the chat.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, you mean the private
In the
chat?
DM, in the
Yeah, in the
DM,
DM.
yeah.
Yeah, a week ago. Yeah.
No,
Oh,
no,
no,
no.
it's
This
new.
morning.
Brand new.
Yeah. Brand new. Since a lot of people are saying, "Hey, man, you kind of moving around a little slow," they did nerf the footsteps, so there's a lot better movement now. You're not creeping them to wonder if somebody heard you just because you sneezed in the corner of the map. So I like that. They made it a little bit more accessible to everybody. They added some things. I played the person
Oh,
view. Third person view was pretty
yeah.
good.
Third
Um,
person COD.
yeah, but it's just not me. I'm not feeling it. I mean, I play Forza with my camera mode on the hood of the car, so
Mm,
I'm all about feeling like I'm right in the middle of the game. But the
like that
movement,
immersion, baby.
yeah, I need that immersion. But third person view is pretty good. I played Invasion. Invasion's the one where it's like a 20v20, but it also has bots in it. That's pretty cool as well. Um,
Cool.
also played Ground War, which is kind of like big team battle for
Yeah.
Halo. So 32v32 vehicles, helicopters, all those types of things. That was pretty fun. I enjoyed that. There's a lot of good things in the game. There's a lot of stuff that they need to fix. But it is a beta. Connecting with your friends, everybody shows offline. So you don't know if anybody's on actually playing the game or not unless you go
Mhm.
to your home on Xbox. There's been some connection issues as well. Um, and that at the end of the gameplay, last two matches, everything was so delayed and lagging that I would empty a whole clip into somebody's back because they didn't even see me, and
Oh,
then
no.
they wouldn't die. Then they would turn around, shoot me, and then when you watch the replay, all it registered was like one bullet in their back, and then they turn around and kill me. So, like I said, it's part of a beta. This is way better than the last beta. Last couple of betas Call of Duty's had, you're usually walking around, like I said,
Oh, man, you got
weird.
electrocuted here. What the
Yeah,
hell?
you got the weird sky going. You got
Yeah.
people freaking out. People are boxes instead of actual um,
Oh, see, the hitboxes
combatants.
instead of people shaped.
Yeah. It was a lot of crazy stuff on that last beta. So with this, I'm enjoying this a lot more. I'm having fun with my friends. They make this game more realistic. Like I said, you're not just unlocking 50 guns. You have to unlock platforms, just like in real life. You got your M4 platform, and then from M4, you can branch off to all these different variants, whether it's light machine gun or submachine gun, all these
Sure.
different things. Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's a lot better. I'm having a lot more fun. The recoil is ridiculous. But once you get all the stuff for the guns, it's a lot better. So yeah, me and Call of Duty are fun. I booted up Cyberpunk for like 2 seconds just to look at the world, since it's been updated. So Cyberpunk is going to be something I'm definitely going to get back to. With the update right now, I know that the game is older than this, but right now it's my number one game of the year is that Cyberpunk with the 1.5 update, and now this 1.6. If you haven't seen Edge Runners on Netflix, especially if you like Cyberpunk and you're thinking about getting to it, go watch that Edge Runner anime on Netflix. It is ridiculous. I love
Okay.
it.
They even have it in English and in Japanese, guys.
Yes, yes.
Absolutely. Wow. Great. Great. So Cyberpunk's gonna be your the best game you've played all year, huh?
Right, yeah. Right now, it's
As
the
of
it's
this
the
moment.
best game. Yeah, it's the best game I played all year. The immersion is ridiculous. I know a lot of people are like, "We need a third person mode." If you have not played the game, please play it first in
No.
first person, because that to me that is the true immersion of this game. You feel like
Cyberpunk
you
has some immersion conversations that require that first person view to really get into it. Like you can feel it.
and I want everybody in the chat and everybody who listens after on replay. Me, Scrub Nurse, first person shooter, my number one game for this year is a RPG. Okay.
That's right.
Yes, it is an RPG with guns, but I'm telling you, if you hadn't had a chance to play it, you've been on the fence, please go play this game.
Well, what were you doing? Hold on, Scrub. What were you doing? Were you shooting, praying, and spraying? Here, look at this. Look at this right here, guys. He just starts going left, right, left, right, left, right. He doesn't even know where this guy is. Like he starts shooting, he comes down, and left, right, left, right. I don't know where I'm shooting. I'm just spraying this whole wall.
Well, the sensitivity on my sticks are so strong. Sometimes, like I said, on these guns, it's not like the last game where the recoil is just perfect and you're just shooting lasers out of your gun. If you don't take your finger off the trigger, that gun is going to spray everywhere. And I'm still getting used to that. When you get those freak out moments like, oh crap. Yeah, your gun's going to go everywhere. So it takes a second to get used to it if you're not used to it.
There you go. All right. So Cyberpunk, yeah. So I played and finished Cyberpunk on this year, and it was really awesome. Like that immersion is really in there. It had some messed up side missions. Jeez, oh Christ, man, it was messed up. One of those side missions. You remember me talking about it. I'm not going to talk about it here because I don't want to be banned. Like I have a feeling that if I talk about that mission, I will be banned just because of the topic.
Yeah, it deals with some issues.
Yeah,
It's not just blood and gore, but they got some heart wrenching parts in this game. Oh man, it's a great game.
yeah, super fantastic game. And then we have oh, hold on a second. That is not what I wanted. Give me 1 second. So it's playing the exact same song. Oh my lord. This thing is trash right now. Okay. So the game I've been playing recently this week. So I've been on vacation, as you know, all week long. And the game I've been playing this
Nice.
entire week has been uh
On vacation.
yeah, on vacation. So I took a lot of stuff with me on vacation because I'm still gonna play my games. I've been playing my VR every chance I get. Now some nights I don't play it a lot, right? But sometimes I'm able to play about 2 hours worth uninterrupted. And I gotta tell you guys, I've been playing Half-Life Alyx, and it is something else. It
I've
is on
heard.
another level of immersion, and I can see why it's the VR game to beat, why it got such high scores, because wow. it it has captivated me. The movement, the way that the whole controls, like just the gun control. Okay, so imagine that you have your, I have my VR right here. Imagine I have my VR gun here, right? I actually have to take a round out of my magazine out of my backpack. I got to dump the magazine, throw the magazine in, and cock the gun, right? And
Mm-hmm.
aim it. And I can just start shooting. Like Half-Life Alyx has some aim assist, but not a lot. Like you got to be pinpoint
Mm-hmm.
on it. So you got to actually look down sights to shoot. And another thing is that some of the upgrades you get for your gun. So I got this upgrade that let you have 20, that gives you an extra 10 rounds. So you have 10 rounds over here on the side.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm like, all right, sweet. I got 20 rounds. So I can just, I don't know if it's one time or whatever. So I'm in a shootout. I run out of rounds. I dump the magazine. I put a new one in, and it loads it into the side loader, but it doesn't chamber one. So then I got to dump that magazine again and throw another one in there and cock the gun before I start shooting. So now, every time the loaded magazine is empty or close is empty, I just dump it, grab another one, put it in. And it's just those little moments that are refined enough on Half-Life Alyx that are something else. So it is it. And okay, the dark sections. I want to talk about the dark sections, the flashlight sections. So you get this flashlight, right? And
Does
they
it feel
attach it
like
to your
Alan
wrist.
Wake?
Huh?
Does it feel like Alan Wake with your flashlight?
No, because in Alan Wake you can do stuff with your flashlight. Here, all you can do is see. So you get into these corridors, and this only works in VR, right? Like you get into these corridors, and they are so dark. I'm talking like pure black, unless you have that flashlight out.
Mm-hmm.
So then all you can see is your flashlight. Like you can't, like I can see the lights on my gun, but I can't see my gun,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so it only lights up where I'm pointing. So if I get into, I get into shootouts here, and as my magazine runs out, and I go reach back with my flashlight hand to grab another magazine, I can't see what's happening because it's back here, and I'm loading over here. And again, I can't see what's happening because only the areas with the flashlight. It is like
Mm-hmm.
horror on another level. That's all I have to say. It is, it's something. Half-Life Alyx is truly something. Um, if you have a VR headset, this is by far the game to play. And I do remember this level.
Yeah,
So here's the
I might have
person.
to try it out. I
Oh
got my
man, it
wife
is.
the Oculus 2, and most of those games on VR are just so bad. So to have something that you really can go, oh wow, this is what VR is made for. I know a lot of folks have talked about it, so I'm just gonna have to go on her account and buy it, suffer the
Yeah.
consequences later.
There you go. No, it is. It is on another level. So this guy has the flash motion, right, where he just points where he wants to move. I have the locomotion on
Mm-hmm.
because it's just the way I'm used to playing first person shooters. Oh, and these stupid zombie guys that you're shooting, right? You
Mm-hmm.
can kill the body, but that little head grabby thing will then come after you. So it's better to do headshots with them. But in a panic, I'm just shooting wherever the hell it hits, right?
Right.
So, and it's a lot harder to hit where you want. And yeah, I have died plenty of times. See, so here he's panicking, he's out of ammo, and he's surrounded, and yeah, that happens, guys. um, yeah, Half-Life Alyx it's something else. It's what I've been playing. I bought the Oculus connector cable, which was like $70 just to be able to play this
Jeez.
game. Which of course, $70 is still a lot cheaper than buying a Valve Index or Steam Index VR. That thing is $1,000. So yeah, I'd rather just buy a $70 cable, and it was really good to charge my VR as well.
Yeah, that's my next thing is save up so I can start building me a PC. But you live in the South, it's like, man, I got some money to burn. Do I get a new gun, new pistol, or
A
do I
new
get
boat.
something else? Yeah, do I get a new boat or get something for what? It's a lot of stuff. Sportsman paradise. So it's a lot of stuff. Water, hunting, fishing, pew pewing, video games,
Dying of thirst. That's another sport we
truck.
play in the South.
Yeah, buying expensive mud tires for your truck. Oh God, I got to do that next week. That's gonna be ridiculous.
That's right.
Gonna be way
It's gonna be
expensive.
awesome. All right, let's check in with the chat. Sir Expert says you guys look so lonely up there. Yeah, I know. Somebody should join us. Let me know in the chat if you want to join us. I'll send you a link on Twitter. That way you can jump in and talk with us. Crazy Greek Dude comes in saying hello. Thank you so much, Crazy Greek Dude. Appreciate you. Cyber Gunther's in. Good morning, everyone. Are you ready to compete? Yeah, let us have competition, Cyber Gunther. We're about to get into that.
Let them
Let's
fight.
see. Wow. Oh, Cyber Gunther says he's been playing Chorus.
I've heard
Excellent
that's
game.
good.
I loaded it up the other day, and I'm trying to play through it. And I got to tell you, man, I've played a lot of shooters, and it's not vibing with me. I might finish it just for the story, but right now, nothing beats Half-Life Alyx. I'm only on like chapter 8.
I'm surprised you're
Rob
not.
says, "Good morning."
What's up, Rob? I'm surprised you're not trying to go through Deathloop again since it's on Game Pass.
There's no, again, it's only first time. Deathloop is in the backlog. Have you tried Deathloop? Have you tried the best art style of 2021, Scrubners?
Yes, I did play the best art style of 2021, Psychonauts. Yes, I have. I mean, not Psychonauts, Psychonauts 2. Let me get that straight. Yeah. But no, Deathloop is on the back burner. Everything's on the back burner for the beta. I got a thing. I'm calling people out. Me and one of my clans, we got into like a little tussle because some people were playing Call of Duty all the time and some people weren't available because they were playing other games. So when the next Call of Duty is dropped coming out, it's going to be a clan war to see who takes on the other person name and absorbs the other team. So if anybody wants to be a ringer for me, Rob, I'm just saying, hit me up.
There you go. All right. Let's get right into these topics because I do have to go at 10. I just kind of wanted to extend the show a little because it's just me and Scrub today.
Yeah, let's do it. It'll be short and sweet, but it'll be good. Be good.
Oh, it'll be nice. It will be nice. Very nice, everybody. Very nice. Let's start off by watching a video real quick, Scrub.
I'm down. We'll just add the sound to it later.
Can you hear it now?
Nope. I see mouth moving. No sound.
Did I share system audio? Hold on. Let me try it again.
It might be the dub version.
No, I didn't hit the little system audio tab. There we go. All right, here we go. Let's hear from Satya.
For us in gaming, we have one goal.
Can you hear it now? Tell me about the volume.
Yes.
Games to more
a little bit more volume.
And provide more choice for publishers everywhere and developers everywhere. And so everything that we are doing with our content, with our our cloud and community, really is about driving that choice and that opportunity. And so we feel very, very confident. Of course, any acquisition of this size will go through scrutiny, but we feel very, very confident that will come out. We are number 4, number 5, depending on how you count in gaming. In fact, the number 1 player, in this case, Sony, I think even in this period has acquired 3 companies. So if this is about competition, let us have competition.
There you go. The famous line that has gone viral now. Let us have competition.
I love it. I'm all about it.
That's right. Scrub. Satya. They made him get his wheelbarrow out, put his balls in it, and wheelbarrow down to Bloomberg, you know, carry them down from Microsoft headquarters to give this interview. And he says, let us have competition. And while he's doing it, look at the giant smirk on his face. Look at this guy.
Yes.
This
The
guy.
wheelbarrow, yeah, the wheelbarrow is South Park reference for those who don't know too.
That's right, the wheelbarrow South Park. That's right. So Satya, the last CEO to really back Xbox, Steve Ballmer backed Xbox as much as he could, but he never really talked about Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
The last CEO to talk about Xbox was Bill Gates. And now Satya is all about Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
So let us have competition. Scrub, what do you got to say to that?
For the Xbox fans who for so long was saying, what are we doing? We need to do this. We need to do this. We need to do that. Show your power, show your strength and might, show what you can do with your money and be all in with Xbox. This is perfect. We've heard from Phil, we've heard from other people how he had to convince Satya why Xbox needs to stay alive. We've heard from people saying that they're all in on gaming. Satya said we're all in on gaming, but hearing him say this right here, that just, it warms my heart. I'm saying, yes, we are about to take off the gloves. Not saying this is going to be, some bloodbath and dirty tricks or whatever, but the console that I enjoy playing the most, that I say is my home, I want to feel like the people who run the company not necessarily have my back or doing what's good that interests me. Of course, all companies are going to make their money. They're going to do what's in best interest for their quarterly profits, but they can do that and be good for the consumer at the same time. Those things don't have to be diametrically opposed. They can work in synergy if you allow it and you have the right tools. Seeing Satya talk about that, like you said, have that smile on his face, that just shows me just exactly like, yes, I'm in. I see where it is. I'm loving what's going on, and this is more that high level, corporate corporate fight.
It's as high
Like,
as it
yes,
gets.
yeah. He's like, oh yeah, we you want to fight? We want money. Well, let's do it, because the fights and the arguments about this is just straight nonsense in the whole scheme of things. So it's almost like poker. When you have that hand that can't be beat, or you just know you got pocket aces sitting right there, the guy can do whatever they want to. You have the hand to win. You try your best to hold that smile back. You've seen it with Phil. You see it with Satya right there. It's just, I can't wait to see what else they have in store. Yes, and this is also somebody who's seen all the presentations and all the stuff we won't see maybe ever or until years from now. So this is what needs to be done. For a lot of people who are complaining, this is not how I want Xbox to compete. This is not, shut up. Just stop, because you're being ridiculous. How many times during this last era with the Xbox One, PlayStation? Well, I don't hate. Oh, I love Whataburger Fastback. Now, I don't hate. I don't hate Xbox. I just want them to do better. I just want them to be able to compete.
Want them to be able to compete, but not
yeah,
like this.
My console is so great. I just want everybody. I even want the Xbox fans to have something as great as what I have. And now you go, wait, you can't do that. I mean, look at what Jim Ryan's saying. Xbox is doing this and this not good because people might either leave PlayStation and go to Xbox, or they might buy Xbox. That's competition.
Mhm.
I mean, how many things have you held back to be exclusive or exclusive rights or marketing rights you hold back for a year, and then when a year comes, it gets pushed back to a year and a half? We've listed all the games from that. It's it's a non sequitur as far as what needs to be done in the situation as far as whether this is fair or not. Now, what Satya is doing is almost like giving a good punch to the fanboys, because this is what a lot of them don't want. They don't want to have somebody that will sit there and compete and change the game. I'm gonna give two examples and then I'm gonna shut up because I can't talk a lot. Um, this is not, oh, don't compete the way I want to, or don't compete the way I want to. This is someone who is changing the game. All right.
Mhm.
It is Sunday. This is the day where a lot of folks love to watch American football. If people don't know, American football derived from rugby. And all they did back in the early 1900s, late 1800s was run the ball. Run, 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 run. Game in 0-0. Might be 3-0, 6-0, because they might have missed the field goals and they were long and boring.
Mhm.
But eventually, somebody decided, hey, what if I throw the ball? And you know
Yeah.
what happened when they start throwing the ball? There's a lot of people go, that's not how the game is played. We run it and then we run it some more and then we run it some more. And then when you throw the ball, we have to change the way we defend it. And that's not new, blah, blah, blah. Guess what? Everybody started throwing the ball when they saw they could get touchdown,
And
they could
then
move the
and then
offense.
somebody figured out how to throw the ball to people while they were running.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All all this stuff changed. And guess what? If you what you watch with American football, nobody wants to go back to just all run all day. Nobody wants to go back to that. Another
Mhm.
thing, there was a time, there's even pictures like in New York where all it was horse and buggies going down the street, right down and through Times Square.
That's right.
Then they start making the automobile, and folks go, "What, this clunky old thing?" Blah blah blah. But then when people realize that you can get an automobile for this price, that was cheaper than you having a horse, feeding the horse, having land for the horse to run, having stables to keep up with the horse, veterinarians when the horse was sick or having a baby, and then I can move faster and get where I needed to go in
And
less
carry
than,
heavy loads.
yes,
Or
in
maybe
less,
not back then. Maybe not back
yeah,
then.
yeah.
Yeah.
In less than 7 years, the same Times Square was full of nothing but cars. Because guess what? Times Square wasn't full of horse manure everywhere as well. All the horses were gone, and it was all cars. This is what
Funny
happened
story about
until,
Times Square. Times Square also used to be a prostitute area before they changed it into that
mm,
big commercial area that it is now.
yes, yes,
Mhm.
red light district back in the 70s.
Yep.
They had to clean it up because that's all it was. But to the people that complain right now, we're in a big time shift, and it's not play the game like I want to play. This is a complete game changer. This is a complete shift, and eventually you're gonna have to get on the bus. You might not like it, but once you get where you need to go, you're gonna look back and say, I don't want that again. Nobody goes and says they want to play their Atari anymore. And I love the Atari. I love my Game Boy, but I don't want to play all my new favorite games on a Game Boy with no light, with green pixels and everything. Just pe- change is hard for people, and this is where we're at.
That's right. Now, testify, Scrub. Let's check in with the chat real quick. Your Scrubner said, your Wicked Hot says, "Dear God, I finally made it. Going to be a good show." Absolutely, Your Wicked Hot.
Yes,
Thank you so
sir.
much.
Welcome, welcome.
Morning, Scrub. Been on that beta all weekend. Hey, you and Scrub both. Fastback says, Satya is right. Acquisition of Activision would put Xbox even financially annually with number one Sony. I don't know about that.
Yeah, I still don't
Because
know,
they
but we have to see.
gotta give 30% of that to Sony. But I think it will definitely close the gap. And then we are, of course, joined as well by Casket Repair. Casket Repair, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you. Let's see. Godfather Satya told Jim Ryan, stay in your lane. So funny. And Fastback says, listening while getting Whataburger breakfast. It's awesome. So X-Man says, I got me a CRT last week so I can play my Atari. Whoa. It's funny. I do have a CRT. My wife says, when are you going to get rid of this big old TV? And I'm like, never. Never. Because they don't make them anymore. I can't get rid of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dinosaur.
I think it means a lot when a CEO of a company supports a subsidiary as much as Satya has. You know, Bill Gates and Steve Ballmer, for all their well intentions with Xbox, they put it in the same financial window, in the same finance group as Windows. So they were always finding Windows for finance, and Windows would always get the lion's share of finance. And AAA gaming just doesn't allow that. And the reason it doesn't allow for that anymore is because of Sony. You know, companies like Sony, companies like Activision, companies like Blizzard, companies like Rockstar, they don't allow for, if you're going to be a AAA player, you can't be underfunded anymore. Especially when you're going to claim power, which has always been Xbox's thing, has been their claim to power.
Right.
So Satya, I think, did the right move in making an entire dedicated gaming division of Microsoft with their own money, with their own. They used to be vice president, but now he's CEO of gaming. With their own CEO to handle those funds, however many funds he gets. And so to hear Satya continuously come out, you know, he said we are all in on gaming, and I don't think people took him seriously. They're just like, 2015 came around, you know. People are just like, what are you going to do? Well, you know, fast forward 7 years, as we knew it would take a long time. We knew it would take a new generation, that it would take time for Phil's vision to start coming true and Satya's vision to start coming true. And guess what, guys? It started to come true. We might start seeing the fruit of it actually next year, maybe the year after that, but I'm guessing next year.
It has to be next year.
Yeah. And you know, no hate towards Steve Ballmer. Still, Steve Ballmer is the one who approved the incredible cost to repair the Red Ring of Death to save face. So no hate to Steve Ballmer, right? But Steve Ballmer did not have Xbox's back like Bill Gates did and Satya did. And I want to put this quote up here on the screen. So if you guys see, my man Bill, Billy G, as he's known in the streets, said, if you lose money on the Xbox 360, will there be another successor? Bill Gates. Of course. I mean, geez, it was my decision to get into video gaming, so we're going to make it a good decision, no matter how long it takes. And that was back to EGM in February 2006. Of course, Bill Gates retired shortly after, all that good stuff, right? Satya Nadella, right here, is his famous quote, if this is about competition, let us have competition. So you can see that they have some pretty good memorable quotes. Now, Steve Ballmer, again, no offense, but he just didn't have Xbox's back like Bill did and like Satya does.
Right.
So I think it means a lot when your CEO comes out, and it means a lot to us Xbox fans, because for the longest time, for the life of me, I couldn't figure out why is Xbox acting like they're the poor man in the room when they're not. You know, they have that they have access, or should have access, to that Microsoft money. I think that Phil Spencer presented a way to Satya that he understood to make that Microsoft money. You know, when you look at Office, I like using Office because my job was up until like 2 years ago still outright buying the copies of Office instead of subscribing to Office 365.
Oh, they were still doing the disk and installing?
Yeah, well, I mean, it was a digital code and installing, but yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And, you know, those digital codes cost $400 for basic for one computer.
Yes.
Whereas if you did the Office 365 on a corporate plan, it would be some like, I don't know how much it is, but I'm on Office. The cheapest consumer plan, which is $100 for 5 computers, right? And it's annually, but I get free upgrades every time instead of just getting the security updates, which stopped. So, Office is selling for. They decided to give their software away for a subscription fee of $100, 1/4 of what it used to be. And they're doing just fine. Office is more profitable than ever. And you look at Game Pass, right? So games were $60, Grub. What's 1/4 of $60?
$7.
No, 1/4 of $60 is $15.
It's $15. I'm just playing.
That's right. Are you sure I don't want you giving me any medication whatsoever.
Surgery.
So there's it's a quarter of the price of a new game. It's following the Microsoft model, and people are like, "Oh, Xbox is unsustainable." Office was sustainable under this model. What makes you think Game Pass is going to be unsustainable under this model? Like, their arguments doesn't make any sense based on the history of what Xbox and Microsoft has done in the past. Access to their Azure clouds costs money. Access to this costs money on renewable subscriptions. Like, Satya took Xbox from hundreds of billions of dollars companies to now almost $2 trillion on subscription models.
I mean, a software company, you would think they would be good at pushing and selling software. So I'm glad.
Yeah. So shout out to Satya for sticking it to the haters. To the haters everywhere. Because I'm sure that maybe in the back boardroom, a lot of these guys were also laughing at Microsoft for being in gaming. But I think Satya is like, who's laughing now? Where's that smirk again? Let me see if I can find that smirk again. See who's laughing now. But yeah, to me, it means a lot that Satya is in there talking his smack, his corporate smack. So yeah. Oh my God, it keeps. I don't want you to play. I just want you to pause. There we go. That's right. Look at that. Satya laying the smack down. Corporate smile. Come at me. And I don't know who this guy is. Who is this guy? Anybody know?
I do not know.
Whatever. He's not Satya. He's not important. No, I'm just kidding. He's probably super important.
With that smile, I do want to know, what was that spiel, that speech that Phil and that Xbox team did to convince Satya to go all in on Xbox? I would love to be in that room when that happened, because once that happened, he's been all in, and it's just amazing.
Getting corporate buy-in is so difficult when nobody believes in you. And I know this because I've done it, and it takes a long time and a very convincing plan. These guys are on ROIs. They don't want what you think is good right now. They want to know what you think is good now, in 2 years, in 3 years, in 5 years, and how that's going to make them more money. Or how that's going to improve your sector of their business. So whatever Phil did to show Satya that gaming was worth it. Thanks, Phil.
Yes.
This is why you're the savior of Xbox. Seamus Blackley might be the father. Yep. Is that who it is? Yeah. Seamus Blackley is the father of Xbox, but Phil, you're the savior. So yeah. Let's see. Fastback says Xbox is just trying to catch up to Sony and Nintendo, who have done many acquisitions during their generations. Doggy Dog says, love the music in the background. Thank you so much, Doggy. I can't stand the silence. It drives me nuts. It just, you're just listening to people talk, and it's quiet, and I feel like the music just adds some ambiance. We need some ambiance in here.
I need some glow sticks.
That's right. I want to be like that, what's his name, that streamer, that mouse or whatever, where every time he gets a kill, he throws a rave. Every time, if I ever get super chats, I want to do that. Every time I get a super chat, I have a rave.
Oh yeah, that'd be awesome. We gotta get this man to 1,000 subs.
That's right.
Let's go.
Be sure to like and subscribe and share it out, guys. Get me to that 1,000. 2023 needs to start out with Redfall in January. Can't get off to a slow start. Set the tone. Yeah, it definitely does. But I'd rather Redfall just come out in a completely finished state. Where is what I wanted to do here? Where is it? Let's see. Eternal Shaddai says Satya told Jim Ryan to come down from that cloud. Speaking of Eternal Shaddai, is that really what Satya told him?
Well, actually, it was a pun, and it was a pun because remember they need the cloud, from Microsoft. So when you say something to somebody, you better come down from the cloud. Is because your ego is like up there. So that's the reason why I said that. I started laughing, but you know what? A lot of people say, "Wow, you really need the CEO to come out and say those things." So I'm like, well, he's the CEO. What do you expect? He's gonna come out and start swinging to whoever is gonna talk bad about anything that is Microsoft related. But no, go ahead, Scrub. Go ahead.
Well, this was also talking to the investors for ABK and then also Microsoft, because as far as in the stock market, the numbers have started to go down, and when it does go down too, people think, oh, with this problem, then it might not acquisition go through, and they sell stock, different things of that nature, because ABK is trading lower than what the proposed number of when they are supposed to take over the company if everything goes through. So a lot of times you do these announcements and you make a strong gesture like this to show everybody that everything is strong, everything is good, this will work, because stock investors are a fickle bunch. If you sneeze wrong, people will sell stock.
In a gamer's point,
and for me, that's great, because the more this deal is going to go through, ABK is they're selling for what, $86 a share?
I think it was something. I think it was something like that. Wasn't it?
So if it's selling, if that share is $80, I'm buying as much as I can because I want to make at least $1,000. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think the last thing is around $72.
Guess what happens? You get that investment return. For me, that's fine. Let it drop. Let it drop. Microsoft is still going to make me money.
But like you say, in a gamer's point of view, it's good to hear that a CEO is actually interested in the gaming department, something that it didn't happen in the past, which you said. I heard that earlier today from you, Axel. And the thing is that now that you say subscription is everywhere, he really have to say something, and pretty much quiet the backlash from people. It's just something that we wanted it to hear. We barely heard anything from the past. That's how I feel. I'm like, wow, I never expected this era to not only Phil Spencer, because we already know how he is, but the CEO actually get involved into it and having that faith in that department. That's gonna blossom in a way that we're not gonna expect. It's one of those that he's gonna be very, very quiet. Let them talk, let them talk all they want, but they don't see the future that holds later on once we start ironing everything out. So that's the way the way I saw it, especially on that interview. But hey, he said, let us compete. You're afraid? Come on. Let's compete.
Let's go. Let's do this. And of course, it energizes the fan base as well. Let's get back into the chat real quick. Splendifer says, "What did you guys do with the rest of my panel members?" Wow. Shaddai is at a convention, as you can see. He is probably in his stealth under outfit for today's cosplay he's gonna do.
Yep, it starts in 10 minutes. So I gotta go get my son like around 10:15 or so. It's like a 30-minute drive. But yeah, I'm dressed up as Black Panther.
You're putting Black Panther face on?
Yes.
That's good.
But they keep saying.
By the way, I think like I know you want to show your face in your photos, but you're like next to people who are in full cosplay. Put your mask down.
No. What happened? No, what happened was. that I would no, I have it on the top. I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm like, oh, it's too late. So this time it should be a little bit different this time.
There you go. All right. Hey, Happy Cloud Gamer has a lot of thoughts here. He says, I think regulators looking into Activision Blizzard is smart. It's not about Sony PlayStation. This has more to do with cloud gaming and subscription services and how it needs to be regulated. I think it doesn't need to be regulated because I think cloud services as a whole right now are in a good place where they're good value for us. And sometimes regulating it adds cost to the company doing it. And they pass that cost on to us, the consumers. Now, if it gets out of hand, yes, I agree. But fortunately, Microsoft has strong competition in the cloud space. Amazon AWS is there. Google Cloud is there. They have very strong competition in the cloud space. So I don't think it will get expensive soon. But yeah, I think I don't know. I think it's something. And of course, Microsoft does want to be dominant. Outside of Microsoft Office, you have the Google equivalent, Google Docs or whatever it's called, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of younger generations are using Google Docs instead of Office. So there is competition in that. And of course, there will always be competition in gaming. But as I said last week, Microsoft cannot make a dent in the gaming space using the traditional model. Mm-hmm. So they had to come up with a model that worked for them. And I think this is a fantastic model.
They should have done that long time ago, And
dude, I've been a day one Game Pass subscriber since it launched. As soon as I
can't say anything about that. I have my things.
Oh man, I was so happy when Game Pass launched. It launched with trash library, but you know what? I was there for that trash, and now look at it.
the second they announced day one in Game Pass, I bought it that day, pretty much. So that's when I jumped in. I like the way those games was, but when they said day and date, I jumped on it.
What was the first day and date game? Was it Sea of Thieves?
No, I think it was
Gears. Was it Gears?
I think it was Gears
Forza?
Tactics.
Wasn't it Forza?
During that year, it was Gears Tactics because it changed. Well, actually,
guys, if you remember what the first day and date game was, let us know. We might have to commemorate this.
Yeah, I want to say
was it Halo?
Gears, but I couldn't remember.
I think it was Halo, the first game that it was going to be day and date.
No, definitely was not. It was a game definitely came out. Let's see. What does Microsoft do with that $69 billion if the deal is blocked? Would they lose $3 billion automatically? They have to pay Activision $3 billion for their time.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, it depends on the reason. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If Activision pulls out, then they would have to pay Microsoft. It just depends on the reason. Activision's not going to pull out because they want the money. So it'd be.
And like
Microsoft.
I said, I would be so pissed if Jim Ryan was responsible for me as a shareholder losing my share of $69 billion.
No, the question is this: what happened if it actually goes through? Do you really think he will say, "You know what? I'm out of here. I know what this is going to happen. Bye, Sony."
No, because they'll still be paying him a check. He's not going to run away from that money.
That's right.
He signed it, but he knows
money. He's buying up that stock right now.
Yeah.
Hey, you never know. He might say, "You know what? I'm out of here. I know where this is going. I'm out of here."
I'm happy Cloud Gamer says this, but Jim Ryan is doing it wrong. Still, he is forced by PlayStation board. He's making PlayStation look weak and greedy. Weak for sure, greedy. They've been looking greedy for a long time by themselves. But this means a lot in Japanese culture. Optics matter a lot to Japanese culture. And Sony is still a Japanese company. Like PlayStation is, Sony Entertainment or whatever PlayStation falls under. It's a subsidiary of Sony, the head company, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that head guy is still up there above Jim Ryan, and he probably doesn't like the optics. Just pointing that out.
There's you know what's gonna happen if this keeps going. He will not have any other choice to probably change his mind and going through that route, just to give it a try and maybe say like, you know what, I thought it was bad, but I guess it's actually great. Look how people in Japan is liking this. Even how can I say? Even I remember in the interview with Phil Spencer and Sarah Bond,
Right.
one of the questions that asked Phil was, I like gamepad. There's so many games to play, but how can you manage to to play all those games because you guys are keep inserting more games? What did he say? Well, Sarah was like, do the one that you like, and then you keep moving forward one by one or so. So
Yeah.
that lets me know that Japanese, in Japan, they're beginning to like that, that model, that subscription, all this game that they could play compared to only one, wait for 3 months and here's another one. So I think they're changing little by little. They're changing little by little.
Absolutely, they are. Absolutely. Give me a second, guys. Hold on. I have to sneeze. Hold on.
Bless you. Well, Scrub. So what do you think about this?
Sorry about that.
I think Sea of Thieves was the first day and date game on March 20. So
there you go. I thought it was Sea of
Thieves.
Thieves.
Yeah.
I think it was Sea of Thieves, but I still bought that bad boy because I was all in on Sea of Thieves.
Yeah, and Crackdown was right behind it.
Oh yeah, that's right. I did play Crackdown on Game Pass. So fun to play with my cousin. Crackdown was kind of boring by myself, but once I got that multiplayer in with my cousin, and it became so much more hectic and fun. Crackdown was meant to be multiplayer. That's all I have to say. Let's see, Mr. Kiba, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you. Well, I think it means to say, while all of this is happening, Sony Corporation stock is plummeting below $70. That's right. Every time Phil speaks and Satya speaks about the merger, their stock goes down. I don't know if you've noticed. I don't know who in Wall Street decides stock prices, but that's just kind of a funny coincidence.
Yeah,
yes, people sell stock because they're worried. Just like folks are on one end, ABK worried about that the deal won't go through, so the stock goes down. People are unsure about what's going on in place, Sony's next move, so they sell the stock. People, like I said, people will sell stock for anything and they'll buy it back, but any kind of unsure ground, even if it's for a week, people will sell stock.
That's right. Let's see. Gamers don't realize that a strong Xbox is needed to compete with PlayStation. Nintendo for developers, publishers bring new IPs and certain genres that could get lost or never happen. Yeah, absolutely. Competition benefits us. Period.
And Nintendo is equally to PlayStation, but they don't complain. They just go, mind their own business. That's why I don't understand that part.
And Nintendo is the only platform holder that can rely solely on their exclusive IPs to prop them up. Neither Sony, nor Xbox, nor Steam, or Valve, or anyone else can say that.
Epic. Yeah, that's true. So, well, they're a pioneer. So what can you say? There's some other things that you could complain about the pioneer, but they're a pioneer. So everybody, no matter who they are, they're gonna respect Nintendo for what they have done in the past. That's why
what they've done in the past. It's what they do now.
But remember, they were in the 80s, maybe in the 70s. So they have a lot of respect no matter what they do. Mm-hmm. It's like what you say right now. Look at them now. So that's why I have a lot of respect, even though common sense, I like Xbox, but I give a lot of respect to Nintendo. That was my first platform since in the 80s. So
I think it was a lot of ours. Yep. But yes, you're correct. But Jim would be considered a hero in Sony's eyes if they are able to stop it going through.
Very true.
True. Yeah. True.
That would be the move of moves, but I don't think he has that power. It's going to be hard to stop that lobbying that Microsoft has as well with politicians in this country, but around the world probably as well.
Yeah, a lot of people have brought up, what if the CMA blocks the deal in Britain? And everybody's all like, oh, well, Microsoft could just choose to stop selling its products in Britain. And I don't think that will happen. Microsoft will, of course, continue to offer Office, offer their suite of Microsoft Teams, continue to offer their cloud services in Britain. They've obviously spent a lot of money on those data centers, right? But they could very well buy the deal everywhere else and just not bring Call of Duty to Britain. Or they could not offer the British Game Pass, which I think they don't want to do, of course. So Microsoft doesn't want any of that to happen. They will do everything they can within their power to make sure this deal goes through. These people that are talking like, oh, well, Microsoft just won't sell their stuff to the British. That's what they'll do. That is the dumbest business comment I've ever heard in my life. Whatever they're offering to Britain is worth more than $69 billion. Just saying. Whatever the British are buying in Britain, whatever they're using is worth more than $69 billion to Microsoft.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying. So they will try to do that. Let's see. Sony can still work with Xbox to keep Call of Duty on PlayStation and go get that marketing on Battlefield. That's true. That's
exactly.
True. Yeah.
Even the people with EA and stuff said the merger is good because then folks will be able to eye Battlefield as an alternative if they're mad about Call of Duty going to Microsoft. They've already stated that. So
they said that they could. They feel that they could overtake Call of Duty now.
I mean, it's possible, but
I love that laugh.
I don't see it happening.
That was like a Satya laughter. You know what I mean?
They smirk and everything.
Yeah,
we got Satya nurse in the house. We got
somebody clipped that laugh. Yeah, somebody clipped that laugh. Yeah.
You gotta like scrub Nadella.
Scrub Nadella. Oh my God, so funny. Hold on a second. Let me do this.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting to see how it goes. There's going to be a lot of posturing, but it's going to go through in the end. Right now, with PlayStation and the posturing that they're using, it's just like a lot of these companies who make ICE vehicles, internal combustion engines that take gasoline, and all these oil companies who know that electric cars are coming, but they are fighting it tooth and nail with legislation. You can't sell directly to customers. You have to go through dealerships. You have to give us subsidies for oil and gas, but you can't give it to electric car. Everybody's fighting it. And then one day you're going to turn around and there's going to be electric trucks, electric cars, electric vans everywhere. Right. Kind of like what we talked about with the horse and buggy, and then cars showed up. Folks just don't like change, and that's what's happening.
That's right. Keep engaging with the chat here. One of the most played games on PS Plus is Stray because it was day and date. Absolutely. Agreed.
This is true.
What's going on with the name?
That it was day and date. I'm jealous. I am jelly, if I am honest.
What's going on with these names?
Happy Cloud Gamer says dumb. I think he's supposed to say dumb. Question: if Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 is a mega success, can we see Activision Blizzard pull out of the acquisition? Sure, but they got to pay Microsoft billions of dollars.
They won't. They will be sued out the wazoo from shareholders for business malpractice. They have voted and they agreed to this happening, and for them to pull out just because and not have a good reason to say, "Oh, we found out that Xbox is with every console that you get a free child or some crazy thing for them to pull out." They don't find anything wrong with the acquisition. They just pull out because they don't want to. They will be sued out the wazoo. Their stock will drop and they will lose billions of dollars. Billions of dollars.
The thing about the deal is the board, when you become a publicly traded company, you no longer do what's in the best interest of the company. You do what's in the best interest of your shareholders. You act as a fiduciary. A fiduciary is like a financial advisor, but a fiduciary actually has
act in the best interest.
Yeah. There's laws governing what they do. They must act in the best interest of the board, or else the board can sue them. Or, the shareholders can sue the board for not being good fiduciaries.
Mm-hmm.
So they will not back out of the deal, because if they're good fiduciaries, they will go through with it. That's just my take, my thought. I am not on the board of any company. No, I don't have any major hold on any company. I am not on the board. I am not in the board of any company or have enough stock in any company to be anything. But I got to tell you what, like I said, if the stock is $80 and they sell for $86, and I'm stand to make $1,000 when the deal is done, I want my $1,000. Just saying. That's why I bought the stock. And if they don't sell, and suddenly my stock tanks, I can sue them. I can join in the lawsuit, I should say, because they cost me money. They cost me $1,000.
Lawsuit, yeah.
So they must do what's in the best interest of their shareholders, not in what's in the best interest of Activision Blizzard. Unfortunately, as fortunate or unfortunate as that is. Yeah. All right. So I think we pretty much killed this topic. I hope the chat feels that we discussed your points enough that we are ready to move on. By the way, chat, I love engaging with you guys. Be sure to leave us more comments in there. We love engaging and answering all of you. Lost Boomer joins us. Hey, Lost Boomer, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you. Splendifer says he passed his test. Yeah. That's right. That's right. Good job. All right, we're going to stop this music because I want to play this music here. Guys, moving on to our next topic here. Let's bring this up. We're talking about the G Cloud.
With Logitech G Cloud, I can stream hundreds of next-gen games in my living room.
Halo,
Race through
baby.
space and bravely save Earth from annihilation in my bedroom. Play pirate in private and rain death on my enemies. Kick back, kick ass, and knock off my competition in my backyard. Fulfill forgotten prophecies, slay some serious beasts, and bask in the vast spoils of my conquests. In my kitchen.
Elder Scrolls.
So get comfortable. There's levels to play. I think I'll take the pink.
Zombies,
Stream a
State of
ridiculous
Decay.
amount of games from Xbox and NVIDIA GeForce Now with Logitech G Cloud.
There you go. That's the G Cloud commercial. Now, the reason I wanted to play this one is because they're obviously advertising Xbox heavily.
Living room.
You know, you got Halo right here. You got Sea of Thieves in the bathroom. I don't know what the heck this game is. Maybe someone with kids can fill me in on what this
Isn't
game
that Fallout? Fall Guys, I mean.
Oh, yeah, it might be Fall Guys. You're right. You're right. And, of course, here you got Elder Scrolls.
Mm-hmm.
And then here you have zombies, which could be State of Decay or literally any other zombie game in the
At
world.
the beginning, that there is like a neon. What reminds me of is As Dusk Falls.
Yeah.
Because that's what it is.
And of course, Logitech G Cloud is heavily advertising with Xbox, right? Of course, G Cloud can also do NVIDIA or NVIDIA, depending on how you say it. Their cloud gaming service, which I believe connects to Steam, through Steam, or is it its own store? I think it's its own store.
For NVIDIA?
So,
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm unsure on that one. I'm unsure. So let's pull up the G Cloud. So here we go. Pulling up the G Cloud.
G Cloud.
Here it is, baby. The handheld cloud gaming service. Handheld. It has in its specs a weight of. Where's the weight? I don't remember what the weight is. Whatever. It's a good size. It's a good size. How big is the screen? Does it say the screen?
It's 1080.
It's a 16:9 ratio, which is great. Here we go. 7-inch screen. There we go. 750 nits typical, which is not as bright as my phone. But it has a refresh rate of 60 hertz, which is great for the cloud. It has multi-touch, and I believe it supports 10 touches at the same time, which I don't know why it needs to do that, but whatever. 3.5 millimeter stereo headphone jack, Bluetooth, USB-C headphone support. It has the same button layout, if you can see it here, as my Xbox controller does, with A on the bottom, B on the, to me, it's the right, X on the left, Y on the top. And of course, asymmetrical thumbsticks, the way God intended it. I don't care what anybody says.
Yes.
But here's the big killer for me. Wi-Fi only.
Mm-hmm.
Wi-Fi only. But if you research this battery and 1 hour
Makes it cheaper.
23.1 at battery weight 90, that is literally the largest battery you can put in your airport carry-on in FAA rules. So that's cool that it has the largest battery you can put on there. So yeah, let's see. What else do we have? I wish it had a total weight, but it is rather light.
It's like 453 grams.
Yeah, it's fairly light.
463 grams.
So, the G Cloud, obviously, you can play Xbox Game Pass in the cloud. In if you are an Xbox Ultimate member, priced at just $299 if you order before the launch date. $350 after the launch date.
That would be awesome.
Scrub, do you want to order the Logitech G Cloud and play some games?
It'd definitely be something nice to play with. Me personally, with handhelds, it got to be something that I just really got to have when I'm out doing whatever I need to do. And I'm usually driving. When I go out, rarely I have to do hotels. When I travel for work, that'd be a rare thing. I don't do handhelds much. I like to sit down, I play my games, step away from them. This is very nice to have. The specs that they have, a lot of people are, 1080 only. It's a 7-inch screen. 1080 is perfect for that. Also, if they did use, if it wasn't just Wi-Fi only and they had to use cell phone towers and all that stuff, they would have to put extra antennas and all that different stuff in there. That would cost more, and they would have to charge more for the handheld. So most people have Wi-Fi. Most places have Wi-Fi. A lot of people now are starting with the VPNs too as well. So I see why they made this Wi-Fi only. A lot of these things are Wi-Fi only. So I'm not fazed by that, but it looks good. I like what it is. It's 463 grams, so that'd be 16 ounces in weight. 1 pound. So not heavy at all. It's very thin and slim. So if anybody has used those Razer Kishi controllers on a phone, it's basically that. If you put that on, a lot of these phones are like 6.5, 6.9, close to 7 inches. That's basically what they've done. They've taken a phone, stuck it in a cover, giving you the controllers or Xbox offset controls, and then you're ready to go. Same thing with Switch with offset controls, and I think it's a great idea. People, this is the reason why a lot of people were going, why didn't Xbox make a handheld? Why spend the money to go into all the R&D, the research, and to make it? Because if they say we're going to make a handheld, it's not like it's going to come out next year. It's going to be a while before it actually comes out. This we talked about earlier. This is a software company. You get with people, software, you got it on here. And just think about it. You can play Xbox and Game Pass on this Logitech thing for $350, which is way cheaper than the Steam Deck, right? But on Steam Deck, you can also do the same exact thing. So you got Xbox now on 2 handhelds that are out right now. I think this is great. Like I said, and you can still play cloud if you want to through your Wi-Fi and use a Razer Kishi or something else to play on your phone if you don't want to spend that money as well. Xbox is giving you so many different options, and they're teaming up with all these people to where you can play wherever you want to get to those 3 billion gamers, as Phil has said a couple of years ago. So this is great.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'll wait on mine. Eternal Satya, what do you think?
No, it's gonna be eternal chirping.
Eternal chirping.
Yeah. I didn't know until I heard it not too long ago. But anyway, just to make it quick before I step out since it's 10:15. What do I think? This is more of they're trying to go more mobile. Take it on the go.
Mm-hmm.
Now as we see is more of a cloud related hardware. That reminds me when I first saw it, I'm like, I guess everybody want to go for their handheld department, something that Nintendo has hold for a long time. Sony tried, failed. So I am not too much into that, especially when how you call that, the Steam Deck gives you that 4K display while this one gives you 1080. So that's kind of a bummer.
Does the Steam Deck do 4K?
Yes, it does. It has a 4K display. And so I'm like, no, I kind of step back, especially for that price, similar to the Nintendo OLED. So I don't know, that Wi-Fi thing. The Wi-Fi decision that they made, that's not for me, because the thing is that if you don't get no reception or anything like that, you're gonna get screwed. Is it gonna play offline? I really don't know. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of questions that I have about that. It just right now, I'm not really interested. Right now, I could say the superior one is Steam Deck at this very moment. It's very popular at this very moment. But that one, no, anything that they want you to be in the Wi-Fi department only, I will actually step back. Good,
Switch.
I'm extra. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The Switch at least gives you both worlds. You have the physical, and you could have a digital. So if it doesn't work one, you go for the other. That one is pretty much, once you don't have no internet, I don't know how is it gonna react. So
Switch is Wi-Fi and it's cheaper. That's why it sells so much. I mean, of course, the games.
Well, you're talking about the 200 one.
Yeah. If folks make it cheaper, they'll buy it. Just like the Series S, you make it cheaper, they'll buy it.
No, but remember,
Randy's talking about the cheaper one.
But we have to remember. We have to keep this on mind. Yes, this is how I think. We're in the United States. We're so used to the internet and all that. But if you're trying to go in a vacationing or anything like that, and the Wi-Fi is pretty much horrible, and I'm gonna use Axel for this one because I remember very clear when he said, "Oh, I'm playing my cloud in Mexico." No, it sucks. There you go.
It sucks.
So that's what I mean. That's the part that it gets you thinking like, ugh.
Go enjoy your vacation.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm gonna say this, the same thing that they tell me in Puerto Rico. You will be you're nobody if you don't have a vehicle, because you cannot depend on family. So if you don't have a vehicle, you're screwed. So sometimes you want to enjoy the vacation, yes. But sometimes, like, okay, I could be here, but I could play at the same time. You could be at the beach, of course, but sometimes you have that itch, like, man, I wish I could play this.
Touch some grass or some sand or some ocean water.
No, you know what I mean? You have to be
ocean.
Hey, but yeah. But other than that, well, I gotta get going, guys. Comic-Con is calling me. So
all right. Thank you for jumping in, the Eternal Satya.
Glad to have you, man.
Remember, if you like to debate, let me debate. No, I gotta change it. I gotta change it. Let me debate.
Let us have competition. Oh, I dare you to say that to Terry next week. Let us have a debate. If you want to debate, let us have debate, Terry. Oh my God, it would be so funny.
Keep that on. Let us debate.
Tell the people where they can find you real quick.
A Comic-Con until 5 o'clock. No, other than that, people can find me on Twitter at Eternal Shaddai. Same thing, the same, Eternal Shaddai for the Xbox console. Also on Twitch, ETE Shaddai. Now I'm streaming As Dusk Falls. Other than that, enjoy your weekend. It was, I'm happy to talk to you, Axel. and scrub. So I just wanted to step in for a little bit. But other than that, enjoy gaming. See you until next weekend. Oh, one more thing. I was invited this Wednesday to Xbox International, so I will be there with Sour Blow, Silent Cypher, and Crazy Louie. So I just want to leave it out there. I will see you guys also there on Wednesday.
All right, great. Be sure to tune in. See ya, Shaddai.
See ya.
All right, man.
The G Cloud. Let's read Wakanda Forever. That's right. Let's read some of these comments. So Happy Cloud Gamer says the G Cloud is good, but the price is so wrong. That goes a lot into my decision making. Happy Cloud Gamer. Splendifer says I want one of those things. I do too, actually. Let's skip the dirty comments over here from Fastback. Moving along. Hey, Mike Ball is from the Next Level Gaming. Hey, Mike, thank you so much for joining us. He says it's an Android OS. It should be able to use any app in the store. So there you go. People complain about the chirping. I like this one. Somebody send Eternal Shaddai a 9-volt battery for his smoke detector. Fastback says, I'm interested in this for my family, as you should be. I wanted for my kids when Xbox Game Pass Family Plan was out, but for that price, I can't see me buying one. I buy a new tablet for less.
Yes, it's true.
The Razer Kishi works great. Yes and no. Let's see. I will buy the Razer Kishi V2. Is there a V2 announced? I would love to see that. The Razer Kishi V2, you can upgrade resolution, FPS, etc. with new phones that you can't with Steam Deck or Logitech G Cloud. Whoa, that's a hefty promise on something that's cloud related. I wonder if it'll add to the latency.
I'll be interested to see how it goes.
Yeah. I would be very interested to see those claims. Sir X-Men says that's why I said nobody will. That's why I said I will not nobody. Okay. That's why I said I will not buy handheld until they can start having cellular data used instead of using someone's Wi-Fi. We're a long way from cellular data.
Yeah.
Being able to use that much data without, costing an arm and a leg.
That's why I say if you have your data plans and if you can play on your cell phone, most people are starting to get the bigger phones if they can. They're 6.5, 6.9. They're getting closer to 7-inch. Yeah, you can do that right now. That's basically what it is. You put some controllers on it, and you almost have a 7-inch handheld ready to go.
That's right. So let's talk about the bonuses to the G Cloud for me. The pros and cons. So I like looking at pros and cons, right? So the pros is the form factor. I mean, this looks way more comfortable than a Razer Kishi looks, especially with the backs with the ribbed ergonomic style, fit in your palm style design. I do like that it has the controller built right in so that you can hold it like this, if you will, like you would a controller. Like imagine just putting a big old screen on top of this controller like a Razer Kishi, and it just distributes the weight a lot better. Whereas if you use a clip, it puts a heavy weight on top.
Yeah,
which kind of tires your wrist out.
It does.
I have both the clip and the Kishi, and I got to tell you, the Kishi is far more comfortable, but the controller is far more quick and easy for me, and we'll go into that. So another big up is that controller, because if I want to put this in my Kishi, this is a big phone. I got to take this cover off.
Yep.
And then to also. Hold on, let me see where I am. Here we go. Also, when I put the Kishi on here, it pushes on my screen protector, and sometimes it lifts it. And if you know anything about screen protectors, once it's lifted, it's never going back on. I've gone through plenty of screen protectors on the Kishi on this phone because it lifts. It has such a tight fit on it. It grabs it so hard, and it rubs up on the sides that it lifts the screen protector. So that's a big negative to it. So that's a plus in my book to having a built-in screen with the Logitech G Cloud. The processor, all that good stuff it's fantastic. The faster the processor, the better. The less latency you're gonna get. I did notice that. I've tested Cloud on a Galaxy 22 and on a Galaxy 20, and just the processor speed, even though it's cloud based on Wi-Fi, the processor does lead to less latency. So it's great that this is using a great processor. That's a big plus. The 3.5mm headphone jack, I guess it's great if you're mobile gaming. I never use it, but maybe somebody can. I've actually never tested Xbox Live on the cloud. Maybe somebody has, but I haven't. To see how Xbox Live chat works.
I've never done it, but I do like the fact that you still have a jack, because a lot of people have they still have their maybe possible noise cancellation headphones or just over the ear headphones that they like to game with, and they can kind of block out whatever and still have that availability where they don't have to purchase another set of headphones or different things of that nature just to keep playing like they want to. They can just move from one to another.
Absolutely. The whole no cellular data thing gets to me only because it removes a lot of the portability of the device. Now, I want to be very clear. Using my phone on cloud gaming while my vehicle is moving is the worst gaming experience of my life. Because if you know anything about phones, they have to handshake towers while they're still in that intercept rate.
Mm-hmm.
And when they do that handshake, there's some lag you're going to experience.
Right.
And then if you're playing a big game, you know, this phone, while it's in between these two towers, passing to this tower from this tower, as it's coming in, it starts the handshake, and it messes you up, man. It messes you up bad. And if you're driving down the interstate, you're handshaking towers a lot, especially if you're on 4G or 5G towers, because 5G towers have a shorter range than any other tower we have. So it's consistently handshaking that data. And it's not doable. It's not doable. I don't game and drive, man. I drive and game. You got that backwards, Dreadpool. By the way, Lethal Terminus, thank you so much for joining us. But when I'm in my office, you know, I'm obviously not going to use work Wi-Fi to game because somebody's tracking all that. You know, the IT department sees all that. So I'm obviously not going to use that. So while I'm on lunch break, I game on my cloud device. I disconnect from the Wi-Fi and I use my data, and it works just fine. So to me, not having that ability to, you know, get a SIM card and throw it in there kind of removes a portability factor out of the G Cloud. So let's get to the big negative though, and that's the price in comparison to the competition. So you have $299 until October 7th when it launches. Then it raises up to $350. For $350, guys, I can get a Nintendo Switch OLED model that does not require anything connected to the internet to work. Trust me on this. I have gone without checking in on my Switch for over a month, almost 3 months, and the games all still work on it. And of course, when I log in, of course, it has to update them all and resync and all that other crap. But once my Switch downloads that game, I'm playing. And it is a nice portable device for the same price. Yes, the games are not the same, but you can't knock the games because they're actually quite fantastic and fun, which is what games should be. Fun. And so for $350, I can buy a Switch, which is great. This is the competition. For $400, I can get a Steam Deck, which will directly install any games from my Steam library onto the system. And people have gotten xCloud running on this thing, although you kind of don't need to because it has its own games. So again, the price is just not competitive enough for something that my phone can do and do better. than that, other than the controller being on there and it being a bigger screen. It just, the price alone is not competitive. This released for $250, I think it would be a no-brainer for me. And I know that the reason this is releasing at $300 to $350 is because Logitech is not a store. They're not putting in a storefront. They're not making any money off the games. They're not subsidizing the sale of this thing. They got to make all their profit up front. So Logitech is making between $50 to $80 profit on each handheld made, just based on margins for electronics. So they're not making a lot of money. So even at this price, they're only making about $50 to $80 on this handheld. So yeah, there you go. Let's see. Sir X-Man comes in and he says, I don't know why, I just don't have a problem with my Samsung Galaxy 12. Exactly. Let's see. Sir X-Man also says, I have a SIM card in my LG tablet that I use everywhere. I don't have a problem 5G. I have big problems when I'm driving, man. And there's a Microsoft data center right here. I could literally be driving circles around it and I still get problems. Maybe it's just because in Texas we drive real fast.
Too dang fast.
Yeah. We don't know what speed limits are. Those are speed suggestions.
There's a marked decision when I cross state line into Texas.
It's so funny. We have a saying in Texas that if you want to go beneath the speed limit, or the speed limit is the right lane. If you want to go about 5 over is the middle lane, and then the left lane is for people that can afford traffic tickets. If you can't afford a traffic ticket, get out of the left lane.
They're driving 85 in the left lane.
Oh man, it's so funny. Yeah, so there you go. What's the price they are asking? Again, the price is $299 until October 7th. After that, it raises up to $350. So yeah, I thought the Steam Deck was $499. This Steam Deck, this is the official Steam Deck.
$399 on official website.
Yeah. But that's only a 64 gigabyte version. Okay, that's
right.
Not.
They
have several versions. This thing can go all the way up to $1,000, I think, depending on the model you order. So yeah, Nick says $80 seems like a lot profit. Controller and tablet combined, if you buy it separately, will cost around the same price or more. Yeah, but again, Logitech is not making any money off of software on this thing. It's all cloud enabled through Android, so they're not even making money off your subscriptions. So yeah, and by the way, Nick, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you. Crazy Greek Dude says OLED or bust. Same for the Steam Deck. Yeah, I gotta agree. So this and Steam Deck are good for those who don't want to game on their phones, console, and PC. That's a very, very niche group. That's all I gotta say. If you're not playing gaming on console or your phone or your PC, I don't know, are you playing board games? So yeah. And Splendiferous is how Logitech is how many megabytes? I'm gonna guess you're wondering memory. And I don't think it has a big memory because it's just a cloud gaming device. You cannot install on it, or at least you shouldn't. And again, it has Android, and the big downside to Android is that it depends on Logitech to update the OS. So if Logitech doesn't like the G Cloud anymore, they will stop updating the OS to Android 12, Android 13, Android whatever comes out next, right? So yeah. Now, I'm not saying that the G Cloud is a bad design. I'm not saying that it's a bad device. I think it's fantastic. But the price point has put me off. That's all I'm saying. Based on the competition.
Yeah,
and my current super duper expensive option that I have. Oh, yeah, and
I don't even use mine, and I have a super duper option, and I don't do it, so it's definitely not for me.
Yeah, I cloud game all the time, as I've said before. The one thing I do hate when I'm cloud gaming is the notifications that just pop up. I know I can snooze them, but I don't like to. I thought you can install things like emulators. Of course, Android, I have emulators on my phone right here. but will they respond to the controller inputs? That's another thing Splendor for is. Some phone emulators do not recognize the Razer Kishi. Some phone emulators do not recognize my Xbox controller. And so I don't know if the emulators will recognize the Logitech controllers. So emulators are, as fantastic as they are, they do need to be programmed to recognize the controller input.
That's what Reddit is for.
Yeah.
And find out the right one.
Right. For the most part, the Logitech G Cloud is a small tablet with very nice controllers attached to it, which is fantastic. So yeah, there you go. Let's see. Sir X-Men says, I play on PC and console thanks Game Pass and Steam. That's right. Crazy Greek dude says you can install Android games. You sure can, but which Android game do I have installed? The only game outside of xCloud that I have on this is Wild Rift. I love me some Wild Rift, man. League of Legends. So yeah. Let's see. Fastback says, Axel, the young generation like my 9-year-old plays the majority on phones, and most of her gen prefer handheld gaming. Absolutely facts. Facts from Fastback. I agree with everything you just said. When I went to Mexico, nobody, and I mean absolutely nobody, had a console. They all were gaming on their phone. That's the way they prefer to game. So yeah, this could be great for the younger generation that wants to play on Wi-Fi. So yeah. There you go. Call of Duty Mobile can also be played on that. Also Fortnite. Again, yes. If it recognizes the controller input switch, if it's a system level input, then yes, it will recognize the controller. I don't see why it wouldn't be a system level input. Do you, Scrub Nurse? No, it has to be a system level input.
I'm guessing so. I'm not totally sure on it, so I'm not gonna say yes or no either way. I don't know.
Yeah. Boogeyman. Hey, Boogeyman, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you. He says, I would just like to be able to play PC and console games on the go, but stable. Yeah. We need like a marriage between Steam Deck and xCloud, personally. But, you know, those are competing storefronts because they offer a lot of the same games. So, yeah.
But Gabe said you can uninstall and put Windows and play everything like you would a regular xCloud handheld and won't have to worry about any of it. So for the people that want to do that, it's a possibility. It's just when you look at the Steam Deck, are you willing to pay the prices for what you want with the Steam Deck? Because yeah, they do have certain tiers, and most of the stuff that folks want is on those higher tiers. Costs more money.
Absolutely. Yeah, and then the Steam Deck, the one thing I haven't seen people pull up on the Steam Deck is something like a real-time strategy game or a MOBA. How is that going to play on the Steam Deck? Nobody has a video of that playing anywhere. They all play console games on it. I don't know if you noticed, Scrub. But
well, some of it has to do with the controls.
Yeah, but it has mouse touch controls. And so, yeah, when somebody shows me that you can play League of Legends at a competitive level on Steam Deck, or what's the Steam Deck? What is it called? Dota. When somebody shows me you can play Dota on Steam Deck at a competitive level, I'll buy one. Until then, I'll prefer my console gaming here.
I'd rather get a tablet. Rather get a tablet and do that. If I'm playing xCloud, I'd rather play on a laptop or a tablet. I wouldn't even want, because I want the bigger screen, if nothing else.
Yeah. Jago Coogan joins us. Hey, Jago Coogan, thank you so much. We appreciate you. You know, a lot of people in Japan is 6G now, and that's why they have a lot more mobile gaming over there. Has 6G been approved here? I haven't even heard of it.
Most people don't even have 5G yet.
That's right. We're still on 5G. We're still trying to catch up, man. Over there with your Japanese 6G. Oh man, that would be something. I wonder how fast it is. Is there even a 6G device? Are you thinking Wi-Fi 6? Because Wi-Fi 6 is a thing, isn't it?
Yes. Wi-Fi 6 is a thing.
I think, Sir X-Man, you might be confusing 6G with Wi-Fi 6.
But I wouldn't be surprised if they did have it in Japan.
I wouldn't be surprised at all. I would not be. All right. Oh no, Splendiferous backs up. Sexman, he says 6G. So there you go. It is definitely 6G. All right. So that was the Logitech G Cloud. Seeing if it was for you or not. It is not for me based on price point. I would be interested if it lowered it by $50 more to $250. I just can't see myself paying that kind of price for something I already have great options for, especially with the Razer Kishi and my controller inputs and touch controls. Yeah, that's just what I'm saying. But it's a great device. It's a great idea. It's what we wanted as Xbox fans from Xbox, but the price is the same as an Xbox Series S. Yeah.
Yep, so that's what you're gonna pay. That's why I'm sticking to what I got.
That's right. I'll stick with my Nintendo Switch. You know I love me my Nintendo Switch. What was our last topic? Oh yeah. We have 20 minutes to get through our last topic because I have to end this at 10, Scrub.
And I'll make it short. I can make it short real quick.
All right. So our last topic. Oh, hold on. Split difference. No, I was not backing him up. Axel 1324. I said he was smoking something strong. All right. Let's see. They could be $5 and it'll still be a no. All right. They could be $5 and still be a no. Heck no, man. If I saw a Logitech G at a yard sale for $5, I'm buying it. That's all I got to say. I buy so many things at yard sales, it's not even funny, especially games. All right, let's get to the last thing, and that is, I don't think I have any article pulled up on this. So, and that is the Rockstar Leak. Now, from what I understand, it wasn't difficult to hack Rockstar because they left themselves open to it, same as Uber, right? But the fact that he didn't just inform Rockstar and decided to try to hold them hostage, and the way he said he had the source code, which is, not just leaking GTA 6, that's a source code. That's where I believe everything fell apart and the industry reacted adversely to it because, some people make their living off of leaks, Windows Central Jez Corden makes his living off leaks. If he doesn't leak, people don't read. Jeff Grubb from VentureBeat leaks. If he doesn't leak, people don't read his website. If who else is a famous leaker? Brad Sams, another famous leaker. If he doesn't leak, he doesn't get views on his website. So it kind of struck me as odd that people were reacting so differently to the Rockstar leak. And I think it's because it wasn't an allowed leak. Even though, he leaked actual gameplay, he was leaking alpha footage. It was the way he went about it, not in the quote-unquote traditional way, which to me, the traditional way is just news, whereas him leaking was an actual leak.
Right.
But then he went and had to try to hold them hostage, which I think was stupid. And that's when I kind of went against him. So, Scrub, the leaker, GTA 6, thoughts?
I understand how people can be excited about a game, and if you have the computer know-how to want to test stuff out. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, when you do this, 9 times out of 10, you might be good enough to get in and grab and look, but you're not good enough where nobody can trace you and find you. Mm-hmm. And sometimes when these leakers come out and admit that it's them, it's because they're trying to make sure that the feds don't get involved and they don't go to jail because they will be sued and they'll be prosecuted by these companies, especially if information gets out that it makes their game, it makes their company look unfavorable. So you leaking out GTA 6 and the alpha footage where it's nowhere close to being finished, where it's nowhere close to being polished, they are going to be hot. And to me, when you and they will sue, they will chase you down. They will go to the authorities. My thing with this is, what did you prove? To me, what I saw was, wow, there's two protagonists. We've already heard this already.
Absolutely.
The gameplay is nothing. You see people walking. You've seen somebody laying down, scratching their butt. You've seen somebody you're showing us nothing. Basically, what you showed us could have been the first GTA. That's what it would look like now if you just put it on, because of the graphics and stuff back generations ago. So you did this for cloud, and now you done put yourself in the crosshairs. Sometimes think of yourself, is it worth it? Just it's the hubris in these people. Okay, you done leaked it, you found it, and you was like, oh wow, I looked at it, great. What makes you then turn around and go, I'm going to show it to the world? It's let the games get. I don't mind leaks when people do writing and they show you about it. Yes, there are leaks that come out right before a game is shown, and usually it's polished up where it needs to be. But we all know that GTA 6 has been working on for years, or possibly working on for years, and it's possibly going to be years to come. And what you're doing is you're putting these devs and these company in a bad light, and folks will take that who don't know what's going on, and they will take that and go, this game looks like trash, because that is the first hot take everybody does. This game looks like trash. And now you're putting a bad light on the company, and it's a waste of time. And I just hate when people do this. It's a mess. You've not showed us anything. Now, if you showed us, hey, the protagonist is going to be Tony Montana, and it's going to be in this city with this place, and here's a picture of his face, maybe. But even then, it's just way too much.
Yeah. So even though the leak happened, I do want to really quickly give a shout out to the gaming community who has fired back at these people complaining about, like, oh, the game looks like trash. Because a lot of developers started sharing what their game looked through development. And it looked absolutely nothing like the final product. Including some of the most,
Control, yeah.
yeah, some of the most critically acclaimed games for graphics were showing off what they look like. So let's take a look at some of these. So we're just going to go through my Twitter thread of things I've saved here. Which, I think this is a big positive to come out of the leak is, this guy thought he was doing some clout and he was gonna gain from it. But at the end of the day, as always, guys, us, the gamers, benefit, because the internet is undefeated no matter who you are.
Exactly.
So here's the Downhouse chase section played in block mesh versus art block mesh and final art. There are millions of stations in between. Now, this is Kurt Magano. He is The Last of Us, but I believe this is what is that? Drake game. I mean, look at the way this thing looked. And he shared this on Twitter publicly, so I'm assuming I can share it too. Look at this. And if you guys remember this was a fantastic gameplay area. So shout out to him for here is a more finished product, still not quite finished. You can see a lot of pop in. Here's even more finished product of how it looked. I mean, it goes from this to that to that. So there you go, guys. Whoever wants to come out here and say that, oh, graphics are the first thing that they decide they finish. No, it's not. It's quite literally almost the last thing you finish.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you started loading an engine with this many graphics, you would never be able to finish your gameplay, because you gotta be able to set the gameplay. And I know this from creation, guys, without all that extra junk in the way, so you can get your story. Especially if you want to do a sequence, an action sequence, a narrative-driven action sequence. You can't drive the sequence if everything's in the way at the beginning. Just letting you guys know, that little insider tip. Hint, wink, wink. So here's Horizon Zero Dawn.
That dinosaur is trash.
Yeah, this dinosaur is trash. And he makes fun. Here's CN Masher again sharing on his Twitter. So I'm assuming he shared it publicly. I don't follow the guy, so I'm assuming I can share it. Graphics are the first things finished in a video game. That's my troll voice, by the way. Here's a Thunderjaw from an early build of Horizon Zero Dawn. It looks like something my nephew or niece would have put together with Play-Doh. So yeah, there you go. Not looking great. We have Naughty Dog again. This is The Last of Us, showing off some graphical power. I mean, look at that Jeep down there, Scrub. Did you see it?
It's trash. It's all trash. These developers, they're making too much money. They're trash.
And I love how Naughty Dog Central says, yes, this is what The Last of Us looked like in its development stages. Every game you've ever played went through this. Absolutely true.
Yes.
All right, and so here is Control, won awards for graphics, didn't it? It did.
Mm-hmm.
Splendiferous. You gotta work on your troll voice. Whatever, Splendiferous. No, I'm just kidding, Splendiferous. Shout out to Splendiferous. You gotta work on your troll voice. I'm working on it, man. I'm sorry. I'm not used to mocking people verbally out loud because I like to be respectful. So I'm working on it.
Respectful.
Trying to work
on
my internet attitude. But I don't like having an internet attitude because I like being a positive person overall. Let's see. Since graphics are the first thing finished in a video game and Control won multiple awards for excellence in graphics, here is footage from the beginning of development. First thing they finished right here. Look at the model of the lady.
Mm-hmm.
So funny. Oh my God. This is hysterical. It looks nothing like what it looked like. Oh my gosh. The famous tea stand. Oh my. What is she doing? So there you go, guys. That is the internet firing back at the leakers and some of the comments of GTA 6 looks like trash. Whatever. In updated news, the British police do think that they have caught the leaker. So he might be in big trouble.
It's not might. It's not might.
It's not.
No. The last couple of leakers who have done this or who have tried to sabotage these companies, they go full force on them. Just look at even with one of the most high profile one, they were searching and been running down these folks when they had the Sony leaks from a couple of years ago.
Yeah, 2003 or whatever it was. Yeah.
It's a mess. You shouldn't be doing it. It takes away the aura and the mystique of the game as well. It's just like when you want to play go watch your favorite movie. You don't want anybody to spoil what happens in the movie. A lot of people, they'll stop watching trailers as you get closer and closer to the movie. And with their VFX and all the different things they have to put into a movie, sound design, all that stuff, you don't want to see it have bait because it takes away the immersion as well. So
that's right. Now, I personally do know a couple of, I guess you guys call them hackers, but they refer to themselves more as crackers. And they test the security of these websites, of these companies, and they're looking for vulnerabilities on purpose. And they don't tell the company that they're doing this. And they actually, when they find vulnerabilities, they say the thing to do is to inform them of their vulnerability. And the reason they inform them is because they're trying to get IT security jobs with these companies so that they can have a future. So a lot of these people that start off hacking at age 16 or whatever, there is a code that you don't put it out. You actually inform it. Build yourself a reputation. And after you inform so many companies, they see you as a good person and they'll hire you. And then you get paid to try to find vulnerabilities in these companies.
You get paid to do
Microsoft
what you like
hires
to
people
do.
to do this. Google does this. Everybody does it. This is a normal thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, have you ever heard that competition? Google actually has a competition where you have to try to hack their browser in less than 10 minutes. And if you can do it, they basically hire you immediately.
Yeah, they have hacker competitions and all that stuff all over the place. Like I said, once you do this, plus a lot of feds, they will sit there, and if you are caught doing crazy stuff like this, you will also be banned from pretty much almost using a computer to do anything
Right.
for like a certain amount of time. That's like your probation.
That's right. All right, let's get out of here real quick. But before we get out of here, let's go to the chat. Jago Coogan says, the fact that you have to explain this to people on the internet means most people are dumb and don't understand gaming and how they're made at all. Of course.
This is true.
You know,
true.
I love watching football. I can tell you one thing. I have no idea what it takes to coach those athletes to be as effective or more effective than they come in, how to grow them. But I can tell you, I can armchair coach like a mug, you know. Hacker's name was Luke Hackwalker. That's so funny. All right. With that being said, let's get out of here. Nurse, tell the people where they can find you.
You can find me on Twitter, Scrub Nurse 3. Also on Xbox, Scrub Space Nurse. Like last night, was you seeing some of the gameplay? I was streaming that from my Xbox straight to Twitch. Twitch. So my Twitch name is Scrubs_Nurse. And then we'll just see. Every now and then I might throw something up on YouTube channel, Scrub Space Nurse. Just some gameplay once the game comes out as well. So thank you guys for coming out. I know we didn't have everybody today, but I'm glad you guys still rocked with us. Don't forget to like and subscribe and to share out, because a couple of things. Since we moved over to Axel's page, I've run into a lot of people online and goes, man, I hate that y'all not doing the show anymore. And it's like, no, we're still doing the show. It's on Axel's channel. So please, if you can, like and share out so people can find us again, because I know a lot of people lost us when we switched over. Liking and everything. We're trying to get Axel eventually at 1,000, because one day we want to do super chats, and we love to seeing everybody pop up with their chats. You know, not for the money, but at sometimes we love interacting, but it can't slow the show down when we go read through everybody. But until then, we're going to read through everybody and still have a great time hanging out. So love seeing you guys out here, and I'll check y'all on the next weekend. Have a good one.
All right. Absolutely. And of course, guys, thank you so much for tuning in this Sunday morning. You could have spent your Sunday morning doing anything else, but you chose to spend it here with us. And for that, I'm truly grateful. And that's why you guys, the chat, will always be the MVP to all of my shows. You obviously have found me here on YouTube at Axel1324 Gaming. Find me on Twitter, Axel1324 Gaming. Find me on Xbox, just Axel1324. And be sure to tune in next Friday when we come back in with the Iconic Video Games podcast. We didn't have one this week because I was out of town and on vacation, but we will come back strong next Friday. And as always, guys, I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and we'll catch you guys next time.
All right. See y'all later.
Bye, everybody.